Hey gamers, Gaming with Milko here, bringing you another Clash Royale deck spotlight. So guys, it's about time I'm going to be showing you one of these decks, and you can guess what it is guys, that's right, it's a Sparky deck. Not only though is it a Sparky deck, it is a Sparky Mega Minion deck. Oh yes, that is right guys, I'm going to be showcasing the Sparky Mega Minion. So before we do that, let's just open these chests. If you can all do me a big favour guys while we're here as well, and smash that like button. Let's see if we can get 40 likes on this video. And if you've already done so as well, do me an even bigger favour and hit that subscribe button. So let's just have a look at the deck that we're going to be utilising today. So obviously guys, I finally have my first legendary card, the Sparky. And also obviously the new Mega Minion card, which I purchased the Mega Minion pack to get 100 Mega Minion cards for 100 gems. An absolute steal at that. Obviously these special offer rewards, these one offer rewards for Arena 8 and Arena 9 value packs have also come in very handy as well. So we have the giant in this deck. We have the man himself, the prince. We have the lovely lady herself, the witch. We have the elixir collector in there. We have the Sparky. We have the Mega Minion, we have the Zap spell, and we have the Ice Spirit. So guys, as you can see, so far I have played 3 battles with this deck, and all 3 have been victorious. We have a 3-0 victory, a 2-1 victory, and a 1-0 victory in there as well. As you can see before that, I was using the Goblin Barrel, and I will be doing a deck spotlight on that deck as well. But obviously I did want to show you this one first because we have the Mega Minion, as well as the Sparky of course. So let's have a look at some of these replays. So this first one was against Armando and was a 3-0 victory. As you can see, our opponent is level 9, but generally speaking our card levels are very similar. As you can see, we don't have the elixir collector in our hand to start off with, so we're going to have to start a push off from the back. So as you can see, our opponent has dropped down the prince, so we're going to drop down our Sparky card. And obviously in comes that prince all by himself with those minions. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to zap all those there, and then I'm going to drop down this witch on this far side, which will take out those minions and take out that prince. So we have had some damage on our tower, and it's time we drop that Mega Minion. So down goes the Mega Minion, the witch, and now the Ice Spirit, all followed up by the Sparky. As you can see, our opponent did drop those barbarians, but to no effect. Poor placement there saw its destruction. So I'm going to drop down the giant now. Bit late there, getting it behind obviously the Sparky and the witch. But as you can see, our opponent is struggling. So he drops down his prince, unfortunately targets our giant first. And then our giant goes in to obviously finish off the crown tower. Our opponent does that, but to no avail, for a very, very quick and easy 3 crown victory. So an impressive start there from this new deck. Obviously the Sparky is a card that we've all faced and we all absolutely hate. We either hate it or we love it, especially when we're utilising it. Now I'm still not 100% keen on the Sparky. Just getting used to it is a bit different to a lot of other cards in the game, but nonetheless, played correctly, the Sparky is a very strong and versatile card, helping out on both defense before pushing onto offense. So let's have a look at this second replay. So we're going up against a level 10 opponent. As you can see, this time we do have that elixir collector in our hand. As always guys, wish your opponent good luck. As you can see, our opponent has that level 8 musketeer. So we're going to drop down our zap in the back. Probably a bit of a strange really. And let's drop down that free spell after our opponent zaps it. Not great, bit of waste of elixir on all of our parts. So like I say, I'm trying to get used to this deck style and how to physically play it. So get that giant in front of that Sparky. So giant's going to go in, and we do take those 2 towns with that. So we now have the Mega Minion down as well. So we take down that Valkyrie, we've got the Mega Minion and the giant and that Sparky tower. So as you see, our opponent is going to unfortunately zap our Sparky, so we're not going to get off that shot on that tower. So at this point we are slightly behind on the damage, but we do have the elixir advantage at this point. Let's say we are just getting used to this deck style as well. Obviously it's nothing like we've ever really played before, so we're just getting used to the playstyle. For some reason I decided to go Sparky again without dropping the elixir collector. Bit of a strange move on my part. I've found that I don't always have to use the elixir collector as well, even though there is a lot of expensive cards within this deck. Because of how slow your pushes build, you don't always need it. So as you can see, I dropped down the witch, and I'm now going to drop down my ice spirit, followed by my Mega Minion. So as you can see, we've got the Mega Minion, the Sparky and the Witch going on that tower. Our opponent does unfortunately zap, so we only get that tower down to 579. But overall, that was a very positive exchange for us. So now we decide to get down that elixir collector, and opponent decides to drop down his hog rider on the opposite side, as well as a well-placed poison. We do zap that hog rider to obviously mitigate the amount of damage that he's going to actually do, but unfortunately he does get our tower down to just over 1000 HP, and then he does have the musketeer and those skeletons pulling in as well. So our opponent will utilise that zap spell very well, taking that tower, giving him the slight advantage. So we do drop down our giant, and then we're going to drop down the Mega Minion on top, just as a bit of protection for that Sparky. The giant goes for the cannon, but unfortunately he's then distracted by that Valkyrie. As you can see, I drop my prince down the opposite side. Our opponent does drop that musketeer, but to no avail. He takes it out, and then he's going to take out that tower. So we are now tied one apiece, and we have the extra damage on this second tower. Wow. So, as you can see guys, we are now in the last 30 seconds, so I'm going to drop my Sparky down. Our opponent drops his Valkyrie and his hog rider on the far side. I drop my giant to distract that Valkyrie, and then the Mega Minion to actually take out that hog rider. Then it's obviously going to help take out the Valkyrie. I drop my prince on the opposite side to assist the Valkyrie, the Sparky. And there we go, so the Sparky takes out all those troops. Unfortunately, goes down a bit too late. So you can see we now have the giant going in on that tower. 440 HP left on the tower. All he's got to do is get a couple of swings off. And there he goes, just in time before our opponent gets his hog rider on our second tower. For a solid 2-1 victory in overtime. Very tight battle there guys, but one I think we did relatively well with in the end. I can see the next deck poses a different kind of problem, with our opponent having both the Ice Wizard and the Miner in the deck, and also unfortunately a card that will not, which will help hinder this deck, the Inferno Tower. But it does have that level 8 Fireball in there, so we'll have to see how he actually played this one. So you can see our opponent is level 9, so we do have a bit of HP advantage on those towers. That 250 HP damage on each tower is a bonus. So as you can see guys, we do have a good start in hand here, so I'm going to start off by placing that elixir collector down. As soon as we do that, our opponent decides to drop down his hog rider. So I'm going to drop down my Mega Minion here to help deal some damage to that hog rider. And then I'm going to drop my giant in front of that Mega Minion to take the bulk of the damage. I have dropped down that Ice Spirit, which obviously slowed down that Valkyrie, but that Inferno Tower is just going to absolutely destroy that giant, and then he's going to move on to that Mega Minion. So at this point we are losing guys, but only just, and there's plenty of time on the clock. So I drop down my Sparky to take that Ice Wizard. Unfortunately our opponent does drop down his Miner. Our opponent then fireballs our Collector and our Sparky, so we drop down the Witch as a bit of protection for that Sparky to hopefully take the brunt of the damage. Down goes the Ice Spirit in case our opponent decides to drop any troops, so there we go. We've got the Ice Wizard now, unfortunately, slowing us down. We do manage to take it out, but not before we end up losing our Sparky without doing any real damage to that tower. So at this point guys, our opponent is countering us very well, but we do have a slight elixir advantage here. So we're dropping down our elixir collector to try and give ourselves a bit of an elixir chase here. So as our elixir waits to build up, we'll wait to see what our opponent decides to do. And he decides to drop down his own elixir collector. At that point, I know I need to start my push down this right side. So down goes that Sparky yet again. Again, I'm going to be dropping the giant in front this time. But as you can see, our opponent has dropped his Inferno. So I do drop down my Mega Minion and then zap it. Unfortunately, that my opponent does drop his Valkyrie, which means down goes the giant and down goes this Sparky. So again, we need to continue our push while our opponent decides to waste elixir. Down goes the Witch. Then our giant is just going to go behind those skeletons. While my opponent does that, I'm going to drop my prince down the opposite side, but unfortunately he dropped his Valkyrie as a countermeasure, which worked very, very well. So as you can see, I now have a giant, a witch, and a Mega Minion all going onto that tower, but a very well placed fireball saw to its destruction. So as you can see, guys, what I'm trying to do here is just completely overwhelm our opponent down this right side, and all our opponent can really do at this moment in time is just defend, defend, defend with that cannon, that inferno, and that ice wizard. So as you can see, guys, we are just going to continue to push down this right hand side. We want to get as many troops on the field as possible. So down goes that ice wizard. We're going to take out that miner and that hog rider. So we're now going to get the giant in front here, and we now have a very good push coming down this right side, which our opponent is going to struggle. Unfortunately, he places the cannon for him, which was very poor placement. So our Mega Minion gets to the tower, our giant is able to take out that cannon, and here we go, the troops, all of them pushing down that side, take out that tower for a solid 1-0 victory. Obviously, we did have only 377 HP left on our tower, but at the end of the day, we came away victorious. So guys, that's the deck. It is absolutely amazing and so much fun. That involves the giant, the prince, the witch, the elixir collector, the Sparky, the Mega Minion, the Zap, and the Ice Spirit. So guys, that's it from me. If you like what you see, comment below, let me know. If you've not subscribed, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you gamers next time. Take care.